Have you ever felt stuck in a negotiation, unsure of how to get the outcome you want? Whether you're negotiating with a colleague at work, handling a tricky situation at home, or working on a business deal, negotiation is an essential skill that can make or break your success. Today, we're diving into a game-changing book on this subject, Getting to Yes by William Ury and Roger Fisher. Both of these brilliant minds are founders of the Harvard Negotiation Project, and they co-authored this timeless guide to mastering negotiation. When we think of negotiation, the first thing that usually comes to mind is a battle over who's right and who's wrong. Many people think of negotiation as a zero-sum game, where one side wins and the other side loses. However, Ury and Fisher argue that true negotiation is not about splitting things 50-50 or forcing one person to concede. In fact, if you're focusing on winning or asking who's winning, you've already lost. Negotiation is a skill that transcends formal business dealings. It's part of everyday life, whether it's making decisions with a family member, reaching an agreement with a coworker, or even deciding which show to watch with friends. Negotiation is how we collaborate and resolve differences to reach mutually beneficial outcomes. The complexities of negotiation are often overlooked, but if mastered, it can drastically improve how you manage relationships and solve problems. In this video, I'll take you through the core lessons from Getting to Yes and share powerful strategies to become a more effective negotiator, prevent conflicts, and find solutions that work for everyone involved. One of the most fundamental principles in Getting to Yes is to separate the people from the problem. Imagine this. You're sitting down to negotiate with someone. Now, picture that person divided down the middle. On one side, you have the person. On the other side, you have the issue you're negotiating about. In the heat of negotiation, it's easy to get caught up in emotions and personal conflicts. The key takeaway here is that you should always treat people as individuals first, while addressing the problem as the secondary issue. Why is this so crucial? When emotions get involved, it's easy to attack or blame the other party, turning the conversation into a battle. But when you remain focused on the problem rather than the person, you ensure that the relationship stays intact. Always be soft on the person, but hard on the problem. When negotiating, it's important to understand that people have different perspectives and that their egos are often on the line. They might misinterpret what you're saying, and sometimes they may be too focused on their own emotions to hear yours. In these cases, patience and empathy go a long way. Don't let frustration cloud your judgment. Stay calm, listen, and focus on solving the problem. Positions are what people say they want. Interests, on the other hand, are the underlying reasons why they want it. For example, if two people argue over a piece of land, one may insist on owning the land for its financial value, while the other might need it for emotional reasons. Their positions are fixed, but if you look deeper, you'll uncover their interests, the things they truly care about. Take a common example. Two children fight over an orange. The parent cuts it in half and gives each child one piece. However, one child eats the fruit and discards the peel, while the other uses the peel to make a cake, but throws away the fruit. Had the parent simply asked, "Why do you want the orange?" they could have found out that one child wanted the fruit and the other wanted the peel for baking. Instead of both getting only half, each child could have gotten 100% of what they wanted. So, the key lesson here is to shift your focus from positions to interests. To do this, simply ask why. Why does the other party want what they want? By understanding their interests, you can find common ground that will lead to better, mutually beneficial outcomes. If you show genuine interest in their needs, they are more likely to listen to yours. Effective negotiation is all about understanding each other's interests and finding ways to address them. A key to successful negotiation is prioritizing the other party's needs and motivations. This doesn't mean you abandon your own interests, but rather that you don't focus solely on what you stand to gain. By showing empathy and understanding the needs of the other party, you create an environment for collaboration. This not only improves the negotiation process, but leads to a better, more cooperative relationship in the long term. By discovering their core needs, you can come up with creative solutions that meet both parties' interests. This avoids unnecessary conflicts and increases the likelihood of a successful agreement. Blame is one of the most harmful elements in any negotiation. When you blame the other party for something, it immediately triggers a defensive response. Instead of having an open and honest dialogue, blame shuts down communication and builds walls. Instead of focusing on who's at fault, create a safe space for discussion. Encourage open communication by expressing your own concerns without pointing fingers. For example, instead of saying, "You didn't keep your promise," try, "I'm feeling frustrated because we agreed on certain terms, and it's important that we both stick to them." This avoids the blame game and keeps the conversation productive. Remember the kids fighting over the orange? If they had communicated about their needs, they could have worked together to come up with a creative solution. Inventing options for mutual gain is the next crucial step in successful negotiations. This is about brainstorming together to create a variety of potential solutions without immediately judging them. To do this, bring the other party into the process. Ask them to come up with as many options as possible. The goal is to create a list of solutions that meet both sides' interests. Once you've brainstormed, review the ideas and see which ones are practical and beneficial for everyone involved. This collaborative approach often leads to win-win solutions that neither party may have considered at first. Sometimes people use dirty tactics during negotiations, like making threats or using emotional manipulation. The key here is to recognize these tactics and neutralize them. If you sense that the other party is using a good cop, bad cop approach, for instance, call it out directly, saying something like, "It seems like you and your colleague are playing different roles here. If you need a break to get on the same page, just let me know," can often diffuse the situation. Additionally, what if the other party has more power than you? It's crucial to develop your BATNA, best alternative to a negotiated agreement, before entering any negotiation. This gives you the power to walk away if the terms aren't right for you. For example, imagine you're in a job interview and you have no other offers. Your power in the negotiation is limited, but if you have multiple offers, you can negotiate from a position of strength. Remember, negotiation is not a contest of who wins or loses. It's about finding a mutually beneficial solution. By practicing these strategies from getting to yes, you'll not only become a more effective negotiator, but you'll also build stronger relationships, avoid unnecessary conflict, and achieve your goals in a way that benefits everyone. I encourage you to dive deeper into getting to yes and apply these lessons in your daily life. Whether you're negotiating a raise at work, navigating family discussions, or managing business deals, these principles will help you achieve better outcomes every time. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's the most important negotiation strategy you've learned today? What has worked for you in your past negotiations? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video inspiring, hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and let me know in the comments, what's one step you're taking today toward your dreams? Thanks for watching, and have a great day.